If you're watching this video, you're probably using Microsoft Excel on a day-to-day basis, and since you don't know what you don't know, you probably don't even know that you're doing these mistakes that we're gonna go over in this video. What's up guys, I'm Dave, I'm a CPA, and let's get into the 5 mistakes that you make into Microsoft Excel, and let's show you how to solve them to gain productivity and efficiency in your day-to-day job. The first mistake that I see is not structuring your data the right way, and let me explain here. Let's get into Excel right now. So as you can see here, I have Johnny Depp, Rihanna, Britney Spears, and Johnny Depp again. And I have a task list. Let's say you use Excel for task lists and stuff, and you share this Excel spreadsheet with all those people. Let's say you do it in Google Sheets, so it's easier to share there. As you can see, I have a task number, task list, and I can't really filter. And I have Johnny Depp up here and Johnny Depp down here because we had to add some tasks after. On a day-to-day basis, we use this Excel file to schedule our work, so people cannot go in there and just filter on their own task, right? So I always see people structuring their data this way. So what you should do in this specific case is add a column and structure your data in more like a tabular form. So let's do it together. I will copy Johnny Depp here and say responsible person here. So I'm just cleaning up my data real quick. I didn't fill the blanks here, but now they can just Control-Shift-L, quick shortcut to filter, and then Johnny Depp, he can filter on his name real quick, and then you will have all of his tasks. Imagine you have a really large data set. That's how you should structure your data. So don't leave blank cells and don't put like those weird headlines. That was the first mistake. The second mistake I see very often is people not using Excel as they should use it. Excel is a big calculator, guys, so please do me a favor and don't do stuff like this. Let's say I run a charity and I'm organizing a breakfast and I sell bacon slices. I have 5 breakfasts over a 5-day period, and I want to know how many bacon slices I sold, and I want to compile data. So let's have a look right now in the column B. That's how I put my data: 5 bacon slices, 6, 7, 10, 29, and then I go into my calculator in my end and I put this, and then I write the total. I don't even know, let's say it gives 50 bacon slices. That is completely wrong. If you have data like this, let me show you a quick tip. What I could do here is go click on my column, go into data, and let's use the text to column, and then delimited, next, and then hit space. It's gonna split the words that have a space in between. Click next. That's a really useful tip. But then let me show you another tip. This is how you should compile your data. You have only the numbers in the column B, and then you don't even need to write anything. Just use this shortcut, press Alt equal, and boom, that's magic right there. Excel just calculated the sum for you, and here you go. So Excel is just a very big calculator, guys. Just use it. Don't type 2 things, 1 thing on your calculator, 1 thing in Excel. It's a big calculator itself, and it's easier to review your calculation afterwards. Mistake number 3 is copying values from another workbook, aka an external file. It gives me a headache every time I see this. Let's get deep into it, guys. So we have the breakfast recipe. We made this super breakfast. We sold 57 bacon slices. So what I did is just a reference to my other tab in this tab. But let's say I want to copy this data to another workbook. So what I do, I'll show you something real quick. You right click, then you click move or copy. Then here you have your books. So what you want to do is select book 1 and then create a copy, because you want to keep this tab anyway in the old workbook, let's say, and then move to end. And then you see that is the mistake. People will leave it like this, say, oh, it works, and then they share their Excel spreadsheet on SharePoint and someone else access it, and since they don't have access to that previous workbook, they're gonna see a #ref. Oh my god, that's a headache of everyone using Excel, seeing #ref. It's not fun. I'm gonna hit Control Z, undo, quick shortcut here. And here what you can do is just Control C, actually the whole thing, Control C, and copy the values. So it's gonna break the link. I'm gonna go back real quick. How to know if you have a link? You go into data, and if the edit link is not blanked out, it means you have a link into another workbook, and you don't want to have a link to another workbook ever. Never. So you go edit link, and you can also break the link. Break link, and see it put my 57 as a hard value. If you learned something so far in this video, make sure you hit the like button so it helps me spread the video to more people. And also, if you made it this far, write in the comment, no more mistake. Yes, that's an art that I draw in Excel. I'm really good in art. Mistake number 4, merging your cells. Oh my God, I'm gonna show you. So we have the breakfast charity example again, the bacon slices in column B. And we want to do a summary of the week 1. It was a very successful week. So what I do normally, boom, I merge. I'll show you why you should not merge your cells, because right now I added the average by transaction in the column E. And if I want to do a sum real quick, let's say it's a very large data set, I write sum, and then normally people go like this and they select the data. But then what happens if you add day 6, by example, 5, and your formula doesn't follow? So what I do normally on my spreadsheets, I make sure that there is nothing below my data set, and I just select the column, and then boom. But see, because you merged the cell, you actually made a mistake. You took the column E as well, which is the average by transaction. So that's an issue. So what we do, let's see if it's not merged, and I try it again, and I take the column, it works, 62 right here. So what I do instead is I select my data, and I click here on the little alignment, and then I go in alignment in horizontal instead of general. I go center across the selection, then OK. And then let's try to do my sum again, and boom. There you go. Mistake fixed. You're not losing your job anymore. Mistake number 5, not using calculated fields in a pivot table. So here I have a data set. Same example, bacon slices. I sold 5 bacon slices on the Monday of January, 6 on the Monday of February. Anyway, you get it, a random data set. So I will make a pivot table real quick. And the question is, we want to know how many we sold in Q1. So in the first quarter, 3 months of the year. So what I could do here is actually put my values, January, February, and March. And see, I have a pivot table and say Q1, okay? Then I could do this, and Control C, Control V, drag my stuff, and say, oh, I have 120. But let's say I will add something in my data set. Okay, let's say I have Saturday, because now we do those breakfasts on the weekend as well. So I add my data, and then I go here, I update my pivot table, and then I hit refresh. It might not follow, the formula. And then if you just add a month, let's say you want the month of April, and boom, everything is broken, right? The Q1 formula doesn't work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through calculated fields. It's gonna save you a ton of time, and you're gonna improve your productivity. You go here in the pivot table analyze tab, you click on field, item, and sets, calculated field. You call it Q1, and then equal, and then January, you write the plus, February plus March, and then OK, and then boom, you can do whatever you want. Q1 now becomes actually a field in your list to the right, and then you can just straight up add stuff, and you don't lose your Q1 data. It's still there. You can move it around, put it at the beginning, put it after Q1 total. So that's it. Guys, if you want to know more about the pivot table, I made a whole video on this. If you don't know pivot table, you should learn it right now. It's right here. Go watch this video. If this video helped you, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Peace!